Before we get to today's guest from the Lawrence Chamber of Commerce, a quick update from the state capitol. Kansas businesses could be getting a lifeline by way of government rescue. Here is Governor Laura Kelly, who is much better at explaining that.
Thanks to the support and quick response from the Kansas business community, including those here today, Kansas expects to qualify for disaster assistance loans from the U.S. Small Business Administration. The disaster declaration extends to all 105 Kansas counties, making low-interest federal disaster loans up to $2 million available for Kansas small businesses suffering substantial economic injury due to COVID-19. These loans, which will be made available through the SBA, can be used to help keep Kansas businesses afloat when they are unable to obtain credit elsewhere.
And just an editor's note on today's episode, you'll see some archival beauty shots of lovely Lawrence, Kansas. During normal circumstances, those shots will be marked as file. Welcome back to the Coronavirus and Kansas Small Business Survival video series. Today I have the privilege of being joined by Bonnie Lowe. She is the president and CEO of the Lawrence Chamber of Commerce. Bonnie, how are you?
I'm okay, Matt. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Of course. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you for all the Chamber is doing. I know that the normal slogan for the Chamber is growth, advocacy, and leadership, and with the growth perhaps stalled at this moment of crisis, it's obvious that the leadership and the advocacy on behalf of the Chamber is really being beefed up. So I appreciate that as a member. What has your specific role been during this crisis?
Well, your entire Chamber team has been very active in figuring out what we can do to control the situation. What we've determined is that's through good communication, providing resources, having one-on-one conversation with all businesses, regardless of their Chamber membership. That's immaterial at this moment, certainly. So rally the troops, but we have a wonderful team, as I think you're aware of, Matt, and I'm so proud of how everybody's stepping up. Not surprised.
Absolutely. For the purpose of this video series, I haven't had the opportunity to interview any restaurant owners at this time. Obviously, in just kind of scrolling your Instagram feed at this time here at home, for me, I just see, they're really in the eye of the storm deciding about store hours, delivery services, curbside pickup, those sorts of things. And I invite any restaurant owner to kind of join me on this conversation and on this video series. But what would you say to a restaurant owner or someone working in food and beverage right now?
They know their business better than we do. We've seen so much creativity in terms of curbside delivery, being accessible to reach out, deliver meals, keeping their employees active. The governor of Kansas had a press conference today, and we had representations from the restaurant community, and he did a wonderful job in talking about challenges and opportunities.
On behalf of the thousands of cafes, restaurants, drive-ins, and coffee shops in our state, the tens of thousands of people who work every day to greet and feed you, and the growers, processors, and distributors who supply our kitchens, I want to extend our appreciation. Along with our partners in hotels, lodges, and event venues across Kansas, this stunning downturn has taken an immense toll. Programs like this, in addition to the just legislated enhanced unemployment provisions, while not enough on their own to promise continuing operations, certainly are steps to keep the important hospitality industry on a pathway to possibilities.
So thinking outside the box, one thing I think is important is communication during this term, and always good communication, certainly, but talk to your banker, talk to your vendors, reach out to them to see what resources are available. We're all going through this together in terms of economic hardship, and this will be felt for quite some time, but we'll get through this.
As small businesses, as we anticipate possible state or federal government bailouts, stimulus funding, however you want to qualify that for struggling companies, how can a small business properly document the losses that they're seeing right now, or or maybe put themselves in a position to qualify for those sorts of packages?
Documentation in terms of what your gross sales would have been before, what your sales tax revenue has been, and so that's kind of a good week to week or month to month comparison. Um, there's going to be a variety of points to assess that question. I think, Matt. I think mental and emotional health is a way that we can evaluate how our businesses are doing, because at the end of the day, it comes down to the employees. It comes down to the people. Finances are of vital importance, but I would, write down, document, communicate, reach out to, like I said, lenders and your vendors to see what resources are available and how they can be of help. People are as forgiving as they can be in terms of finances, but as far as documenting, I think that's I don't know how you go about doing that as a small business, other than the obvious of just keeping track of sales. Payroll is going to be different. There's going to be help with payroll taxes, than there already is. So your net revenue in terms of a business is maybe a little bit misleading right now. So you just need to look at the big picture.
I wish I could ask this question tongue in cheek, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but does Lawrence have a manufacturer who can produce toilet paper, hand sanitizer, anything like that at this moment?
No, it's a very good question. In fact, we have talked to two different manufacturers about the vessel that would hold the sanitizer. So yeah, it's a great question. I do know that there's going to be some adjustment in hours for some of our manufacturers. That's coming out this afternoon for at least one that I'm aware of. But they are looking to adjust their product to help in that area. I'm not sure about the toilet paper, but I've heard about specifically hand sanitizers and things of that nature.
And just to be clear, in terms of the communications piece, the Chamber has a business directory that Bonnie kind of referred to a moment ago. I've referred to kind of in the intro here, but if anyone watching this wants to browse that and see specifically what local businesses are doing, the website for that is lawrencechamber.com/coronavirus. And as a member of the Chamber, I thank you for opening that up to non-member businesses. I think that was an immediate and common sense but really generous act, and I was curious what sort of decision making happened behind the scenes on that, or if that was just in fact just an immediate common sense action that you took as a chamber, because it just brought pride, I think, to see that.
Well, thank you for that, Matt. We are the voice of business. We're a resource. And so, like I mentioned earlier, one thing that we can control is the information and the sharing of information that we receive. Lindsay Slater, who I know you're familiar with, our Director of Communications, brought that or developed that page, at least a week ago, if not more than that. And then through the staff and through conversations, we've come up with different ideas and brainstormed to figure out how we can best provide the information in a manner that was digestible. So there's information on individual businesses when they changed their hours, or they had needs, or they had opportunities, food to offer, such as that. That was part of the page. Resources and opportunities for financing, emotional support, those were coming fast and furious. And so Lindsay did a great job of posting all that information, and the entire staff was feeding things that they were hearing out in the community and through their contacts. So it's a very well organized. Thank you for bringing that up. I think that's a great resource right now, and that's sharing that resource, I think, is very important. The other thing that, in addition to looking at a website, is personal communication. Also on our website, lawrencechamber.com, you can reach all of our employees. Our email is on there, our phone numbers, which reaches us personally. I would encourage people to do that. If it's to share a story, if it's to ask a question, in addition to be a convener, as we are doing with that coronavirus site, we're a connector. Through our partnerships that we've developed at the local, state, and federal level, we may have some names or direct contact information that we can help connect you with your concern, your problem, your opportunity to a decision maker, somebody that can listen. My direct line is 785-865-4408. I won't have all the answers, but hopefully I can provide some guidance, and certainly will connect you with people who can help you with your situation.
Well, I think that speaks for itself in terms of your accountability and availability, and I thank you for that, and I thank you for joining us today. And is there anything that you'd want to say that I didn't sort of lead with questions?
Well, I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank the responders at the Lawrence Douglas County Health Office, the Douglas County Emergency Preparedness Group we are working with, and to share information. We are leading with others an opportunity for the impact on our economy last week, this week, today, and into the future. So we are very involved. We don't have all the answers. We care. Thank you for all of you who are reaching out to other people and putting their needs first. Hug your family, tell your loved ones that you care about them, and we're here for you, and we'll get through this.
I couldn't agree more, and we are getting plenty of time with our 2- and 4-year-old boys right now. So.
We'll enjoy that.
PBS NewsHour posted Kansas Governor Laura Kelly's full press conference. We put a direct link in the summary below if you want to watch that in its entirety. Thank you for watching, and keep producing.